Wu Wei in Chinese philosophy, the art of non-action and naturalness. Wu Wei, a central concept in Taoism, directly translates to non-doing or non-action. This philosophy, far from advocating laziness or indifference, emphasizes cultivating a state of being where one's actions are harmoniously aligned with the ebbs and flows of life. This Taoist principle encourages understanding and engaging with natural processes rather than working against them, endorsing not inaction but action without exertion. Yanghanjiang is the name of a pavilion created by Choi Han-gi, a philosopher during the Joseon dynasty, in his garden. The name of this pavilion is unique as it signifies cultivating leisure. Does this imply that leisure is a skill that needs to be practiced and honed? Choi Han-gi's concept of leisure differs slightly from our typical understanding of physical rest or laziness. Below is a poem written by Choi Han-gi on the pavilion's plaque. The operation of the three lights moves as if not moving. The endless changes of the four mountains seem perfectly still. As things flow with fluent order, motion and stillness find their proper place, without the need to exert force or strain the mind. This is what is called perfect rest, doing without doing. The last part of his poem reads, living in the flow and acting rightly, tranquility, idle, leisure, doing nothing. Naturally comes on its own. It is not something to be pursued intentionally. In other words, true tranquility arises effortlessly when one lives in harmony with the Tao, as if flowing with it. Through this poem, Choi Han-gi's notion of tranquility represents a state that appears leisurely, yet undergoes significant changes, aligning well with the natural changes around it. This is comparable to the concept of Wu Wei that we are discussing. Yangsheng. In TCM, the notion of Wu Wei is encapsulated within Yangsheng, which means nurturing life or life cultivation. Yangsheng promotes a comprehensive range of practices aimed at preserving health and prolonging life. These practices encompass a balanced diet, physical activity, restful sleep, mental equilibrium, and harmonious social relations. The principle of Wu Wei within Yangsheng advises living with ease, devoid of struggle, and maintaining balance, encouraging actions that are in tune with the universe's natural rhythms. Yangsheng emphasizes living in harmony with nature, aligning with the concept of Wu Wei, which advocates for non-doing. At first glance, Yangsheng's active nurturing and Wu Wei's non-doing may seem contradictory. However, Yangsheng's nurturing refers to actions that flow naturally and are in harmony with the rhythms of nature. By nurturing one's life in alignment with nature, Yangsheng promotes a healthy and fulfilled life. Similarly, Wu Wei suggests that happiness and health arise from living naturally, without force or resistance. The unifying theme among these concepts is living in harmony with the Tao of nature. But what is the Tao of nature? Understanding the Tao, the natural order, is essential for living in harmony with it. In AHM, this involves recognizing the balance between humans and nature, identifying imbalances that lead to disease, and restoring harmony to achieve health. The philosophy of Yangzhu, a renowned Chinese philosopher, provides a deeper insight into Wu Wei. Yangzhu once stated, "I would not pluck a hair from my body to benefit the world." This seemingly self-centered proclamation, when examined from a Wu Wei perspective, emphasizes non-interference, non-compulsion, and the prioritization of naturalness and spontaneity over forced actions. It suggests that even minor actions against one's nature, like plucking a hair, could disturb the holistic balance. Yangzhu does not argue against good deeds, but against forcing oneself or others into actions considered beneficial. His statement provocatively questions the certainty of perceived benefits. How can you know the world will be better? By pulling out my hair. This asks us to reflect on our assumptions about the consequences of our actions and whether our interference truly leads to better outcomes. Think about the wars in history. They started the war to benefit the world. But did they? The case of the 323 reindeer struck dead by lightning provides a vivid example of Wu Wei in nature. This tragic occurrence led to the creation of cadaver decomposition islands. Over time, these nutrient rich sites enabled the growth of diverse plant life, demonstrating that by refraining from intervention and allowing nature to take its course, biodiversity was enhanced. This event aligns with Wu Wei's core essence. When we cease to impose our will or force on the world, the natural processes can unfold, often leading to unexpected but beneficial results. How can Wu Wei be applied to a cancer diagnosis? Receiving such a diagnosis is understandably overwhelming, often bringing fear and a desire to take immediate or drastic actions. However, embracing Wu Wei does not mean passively accepting the disease or avoiding treatment. Instead, it encourages pursuing recommended treatments while maintaining a calm and positive mindset, allowing the body to heal naturally without imposing unnecessary stress or struggle. It's important to recognize that Wu Wei is not about striving for eternal life, which would contradict the natural order. Rather, it emphasizes living fully and naturally, regardless of life's duration. A cancer patient applying Wu Wei would shift their focus from the quantity of time left to the quality of their remaining moments. They would let life flow naturally, finding joy, peace, and fulfillment in each day. Several years ago, the witty story of a doctor from a university hospital was featured in the newspaper. A doctor discovered he had a stomach cancer, and a total gastrectomy was his only option. The surgery removed his stomach, connecting his esophagus directly to his small intestine. 10 years later, he and 5 colleagues who underwent similar operations formed the Stomachless Club, a group that humorously and insightfully reflects their condition and philosophy of life. In Korean, stomachless and Wu Wei are homonyms, both pronounced as Mu Wei. This clever wordplay highlights the group's acceptance of their medical condition and their commitment to living life naturally. Through this, the doctor illustrates the essence of Wu Wei, not about whether they had the surgery, but about living harmoniously in the present and finding contentment despite life's changes. Their story embodies wisdom and acceptance, offering a profound example of living with balance. Xiao San is a traditional Chinese herbal prescription. The name of this prescription originates from the first chapter of the book Zhuangzi, which is filled with beautiful Taoist poetries. The original title is Xiao Yu. In Xiao Yu, Xiao means wandering without any purpose, and Yu means to play joyfully. In this chapter, Zhuangzi sings about a giant bird and whale that are detached from the world and freely roam the skies and oceans. My house was located on a hill in Korea, and it was quite a struggle to walk up with my 8-year-old son. As we were climbing up the hill, I noticed my son was walking backward. I told him, "That's dangerous, you should look forward and walk." Then my son replied, "When I look straight ahead, I just see home and want to get there super quick, so I get tired. But going backwards, I see cool stuff like buildings, people, and clouds. It's fun." Indeed, as he walked backwards, he would hum songs he learned from kindergarten, shake his hips, and move rhythmically, making the climb seem enjoyable. I tried following his method, and sure enough, I saw different sceneries that I hadn't noticed before. By taking my eyes off the end goal, I was able to appreciate each step of the journey. Thanks to that, my son and I happily arrived home. The essence of the term Xiao lies in letting go of the goal, much like my son did. It is about releasing the weight of everything we feel we must do and simply walking in the present moment free of worries or regrets. To play and wander without purpose, that is the spirit of Xiao Yu. Therefore, when prescribing Xiao San, it is crucial to guide the patient to practice Xiao in their daily life. Remember, this state of Xiao is the final and most important ingredient in this remarkable formula. It is this last component that truly completes Xiao San. In conclusion, Wu Wei in Taoism and its application in Yangsheng within AHM is not about the absence of action, but about action without force. This principle encourages us to trust the course of nature, allowing life to flow organically. It nudges us to examine our presumptions about the consequences of our actions and to consider whether we are perhaps disturbing the intricate balance of life by forcing perceived benefits. The wisdom of Wu Wei guides us towards a healthier and more harmonious way of life, underscoring that when we align with the rhythms of nature, we nurture the harmonious unfolding of the world.